Bada bing, bada boom.
The biggest South Korean YouTuber was hiding a secret. Her channel name is Zhiyang. She has over 10 million subscribers. She's a mukbanger, so she eats on camera for a living. It's said that she can eat 30,000 calories in a single day. Just to give you an idea, the average recommended calorie consumption for the average American ranges from 1,600 calories to 2,400 calories in a single day. I mean, obviously there's exceptions, but that means if you do the math, she eats well over 2 weeks worth of food for the average American in a single day. She stated that by herself, she can eat 40 servings of tripe, 110 plates of sushi rolls, 22 pounds of yellowfish, the sushi, 20 bags of ramen, and 20 servings of beef, all by herself. This is even before she started eating on camera. She said there was a time when she had no money back then where she went to this all-you-can-eat buffet because she couldn't really afford to go anywhere else to fill her stomach. And it was a cheap buffet. And afterwards, she walks out of there belly full and she felt so bad for the owners because they likely lost a ton of money because of her that she never went back to another buffet ever again.
Really?
Yeah, and what's crazy is she eats like a competitive eater, but I would say that that is not the reason that people are subscribed to Zhiyang. 1 in every 6 South Koreans is subscribed to Zhiyang's YouTube channel because she has this way about her. She seems incredibly sweet. She has this bubbly, energetic energy where she seems to really savor every last bite of the food, and she makes it very entertaining to watch her. It doesn't just seem like, wow, look at this person who can eat so much food. It seems warm. It seems like a companion. That's her image. She even recently collaborated with Gordon Ramsay, and people just love her in South Korea. She's actually one of the most well-perceived influencers in South Korea, which is very difficult to pull off. But there was always something a little bit weird about Zhiyang and her YouTube videos, okay? Some people noticed them and even commented on them years ago. Whenever Zhiyang wore short sleeves, she would have bruises up and down her arms. There would be random discussions in the comment section. Some people thought it was alarming, but most people argued it's probably from grilling. She would have these mukbang videos where she's grilling like 100 dumplings in one pan, and the pan itself is honestly the size of her torso. Of course, she's gonna get her arms burnt on the side. She's moving around. She's probably restarting the camera, leaning over. She's getting her utensils. And she seems a little bit, in the nicest, most loving way possible, she seems a little bit clumsy. She doesn't seem like someone who's just always, fluid in her movements. And the barbecue, the 40 pounds of tripe, when you grill that up, guess what? Oil splatters. And it's probably splattering all over her arms. I mean, think about it. Even if she goes grocery shopping with the amount of food consumption she has, that's a lot of food she's hauling into her apartment. But the bruises were large. I mean, they're big, purple. I would say that the bruises on her videos, on her arm, are maybe credit card shaped, if not larger. They're large bruises, and they're oddly not circular. Because you know how if you knock into something, you almost get more of a bit of a circular bruise? Yeah. They look more square or rectangular. And she would just constantly say that she's always clumsy if she ever briefly addressed it. In some of her videos, she will have bandages on multiple fingers, up and down her arms. But again, nobody suspected anything that sinister, considering, again, she has this bright, cheerful personality. They thought if she's going through something bad, let's say worst case scenario, what do bruises mean? Maybe you're getting hit. If she's going through that, there's no way that she would be able to smile so brightly on camera. That just doesn't make sense. But the truth is, she was being beat. Zhiyang was forced into creating a mukbang channel, and when she wasn't filming, she was beaten twice a day for years. Audio has recently surfaced, and in it, you hear a man's voice screaming, shut up, you stupid bitch. Didn't I tell you not to do this?" You can hear Zhiyang, the #1 most subscribed YouTuber in South Korea, crying in the background, begging him not to do this to her, begging him to stop and spare her life. Zhiyang was forced to mukbang so someone could profit millions of dollars. One of the top YouTubers in the world on a global scale had effectively been held hostage for 4 years and forced to produce YouTube videos. This is the story of Jiang. We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the world's central kitchen. Just a couple of days ago, July 24th, 2024, they successfully distributed 11,000 meal kits in northern Gaza and have created a network of Palestinian-led community kitchens around Gaza. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we would also like to thank our listeners for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Now, before we get started, a few quick disclaimers on today's case. It is ongoing. There are constant updates. There's new pieces of information constantly coming out, which two things about that. One, this video will have updates until the publishing date, of course, and we will try to keep you updated in the pinned comment if anything crazy develops. And two, this case involves a lot of different YouTubers and it has the potential to get pretty messy. This is what we know so far, and we don't know if things are going to get refuted, if things are going to get disproven. There's a lot of people involved who may have incentive to lie for their benefit, so please do take things with a grain of salt. And with that being said, the YouTuber that is at the center of this controversy is not someone that this disclaimer applies to. Jiang is not a part of this disclaimer. We are not discrediting a victim's experience. The disclaimer to take things with a grain of salt applies to basically everybody else except for her story. So keep that in mind. This is also a South Korean case. We had help from professional researchers. However, if anything is mistranslated, miscommunicated, or if you know anything additional, please let us know down in the comments. Some statements have been condensed for time, and with that, there are mentions of blackmail, domestic violence, and a brief mention of self-exit. So please, if that's too much, click off, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. So with that being said, let's get into it. There's going to be a lot of YouTubers, and I'm going to tell you straight off the bat which ones are going to be very, very important. The first YouTuber we're talking about is a South Korean YouTuber by the name of Akarakacho. And that's literally just his YouTube channel name. That's not his government name. So we're going to call him AK for Akarakacho, okay? AK. He has a very interesting online persona. He's kind of a crypto guy. He's very much into the crypto space. If there's new updates on Bitcoin, if there's new updates on any of the cryptocurrencies, he's going to be talking about it. He loves to start little new businesses with the crypto world. That's what he's known for. But he's friends with a lot of other YouTubers that aren't even in the crypto space. So one of his closest friends at the time is a YouTuber by the name of Kujaeuk. Now, his YouTube channel name is Kujaeuk, so we're going to call him Jay of Kujaeuk. But that's not his actual name. That's just how everyone, even the news, is currently referring to him. So I don't want to use his legal name. Now, side note, his channel name, it literally means, it's the phrase of helping the underdog, helping someone that has been wronged, helping a victim. And so he's built his whole career on helping people. That's what he says. Now, in the past, when he first started his YouTube channel, he did a lot of random things. He was trying to do a little bit of expose videos, and then he tried singing videos, gaming videos, reviews, experiments. He was just trying to figure out what was going to stick. A lot of people initially really liked him because he had these vlogs where he would take care of his mother who had dementia, and they thought, wow, this 32-year-old man is so sweet and he's so attentive to his mother, and it's just so refreshing to see that online. But in 2020, Kujaeuk, Jay, starts making a shift in his content. He starts becoming part of the Wrecker Union. That's what they call themselves. It's a group of YouTubers in South Korea called the Wrecker Union, kind of like a wrecking ball. And their whole thing, their whole career is making expose videos on other influencers, celebrities, businessmen, nepo babies, criminals. That's it. They like to wreck their reputations, wreck their careers, wreck their online personas, wreck their image, which you would think is a good thing. Because if they did something wreck-worthy, they're going to get wrecked, right? But the thing with Jay is, he's kind of a controversial person. He would not investigate that much. He would just ask people, his own viewers, hey, send in some reports. If you have something fascinating about someone, send it in and I'll look into it. I mean, technically, people could try to fabricate things. I feel like he did a lot more harm than good. There were instances where he alleged that a party would take drugs and have group intimate sessions with each other. All of that turned out to be false. He's already being investigated by the prosecutors for a few instances of spreading false allegations and rumors. In fact, he has been sued more than 30 times since he started YouTube, primarily for defamation. He's also just known to hate women. I mean, I imagine that if Jay calls you a feminist, that is a super derogatory term for him. That's not a compliment. He seems to objectify women a lot. So Crypto AK and Underdog Jay, they're best friends. Mm-hmm. Now, behind closed doors, they were trying to get involved in like this new cryptocurrency, and they had purchased all the crypto coins off of Jay's phone. And for whatever reason, Crypto AK decides, hey Jay, I need to see your phone again so that I can sell some of my coins and transfer my coins. Can I borrow your phone for a second? Underdog Jay gives AK his phone, and he brings it back to his room where he takes a copy of his phone. Imagine you get your friend's phone and you back it up to your computer. It seems like he just always had bad intentions. It seems like all these people have bad intentions. So he takes a copy of Underdog Jay's phone into his computer, and he doesn't really look at it. Or so that's the story. He doesn't look at that copy until a few weeks later, Underdog Jay, goes on to live stream and posts a picture of Crypto AK's family, including a picture of his wife and a picture that is unblurred of his minor child.
Why did he do that?
It just seems like he was talking and he just posted a picture, and later Crypto AK is like, hey, I haven't posted my family. Can you please take that down? And Jay did not want to. Jay was like, I don't know what the big deal is. And it caused a whole problem. According to AK, his child was getting bullied. Like, it was causing issues with his relationship with his wife. It was just unfortunate. And he was stating, if that's my friend, why can't he just take it down? Like, why can't he just do what I ask him to do? It's my privacy. And so for that reason, the alleged story is that Crypto AK starts going through the backup that he has of Underdog Jay's phone on his computer, and he starts searching for anything bad to just get back at him, level the playing field, honestly get revenge. Because if you're going to post private details about my family, maybe I need to post private details about yours. AK goes onto Jay's phone, or the backup, and he finds something. He finds blackmail audio of Jay and another YouTuber colluding to blackmail someone. They're talking about, okay, we're gonna blackmail this person. How much money do you think we can get out of them? It's basically a crime. Blackmail and extortion, those are crimes.
But AK is like going through Jay's phone.
Yeah.
Almost like blackmailing Jay.
Precisely.
But instead, he found Jay trying to blackmail someone else.
Exactly. So none of these people are good people so far. Like, they're doing everything for really insidious reasons. He finds this little blackmail audio tape of these two YouTubers, and he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to expose this to the world. Because guess what? Underdog Jay, he constantly says that he's for the underdogs. Literally, that's his channel opening. That's what he talks about in every single video. And here he is literally committing crimes with another YouTuber, doing some dirty, nasty stuff, such as blackmail and extortion. That's disgusting. So he takes the audio tapes, and he decides that he's going to send them to a cyber wrecker. You're like, what is a cyber wrecker? A cyber wrecker is a classification of YouTuber in South Korea. So you know how in America we have beauty influencers, we have mukbangers, we have all these different things. Cyber wrecker is also a division of YouTube,
really?
Like a niche in YouTube. And they're truly just to wreck people's perceptions of other people's reputations.
Like expose? Is it like commentary?
It's more like exposés. I wouldn't say it's commentary. It's a little bit different. So commentary, in America, you have so many commentary channels. And when a situation occurs, someone commits a crime, let's say a celebrity commits a crime, all the commentary channels are going to comment on it because that's what they do. Now, cyber wreckers, they're in the business of timing. They want to get privileged information. They want to get the inside source, and they want to be the one to release the information first. They're almost in a time war. So originally, I thought cyber wrecker was literally spelled like the wrecking ball wrecker, but it's actually spelled like with an R. And it's because in South Korea, when you get into a car accident, let's say you're driving on the highway, you get into a car crash, you pull over to the side, suddenly you look up and there's 10 tow trucks. They just drive around looking for car accidents, and they start fighting you for business. There will be 10 tow truck drivers standing there witnessing you stressed out trying to get the other car accident person's insurance, trying to get their driver's license, and they're just shouting numbers at you. No, you come with us.
They just want business.
Yes. So they look for these bad accidents. They look for negative energy is kind of the theme that they say, and they stop and they try to be the first one there.
So you're saying these cyber wreckers are like that?
That's what they're, yeah.
Kind of like shark in the water.
Yeah, they're circling for blood. Now, of course, there's good ways to do it. I mean, some of them had okay reputations because they would actually help the public, the general public. But a lot of them don't have good reputations. They're almost seen as like foaming at the mouth to get the inside details. For example, you know the Chodosun case that we did? You guys all know that case. I'm going to link it below. But there were a bunch of cyber wreckers that had shown up to his house after he was released from prison, which this is a criminal who essayed a little 8-year-old girl, and he got out of prison recently in South Korea. They all showed up to his new house, and they were just filming, ordering pizza, ordering jjajangmyeon, remember?
Oh, that was them.
They're cyber wreckers. They're getting into fights in front of the building. They're causing disturbances. The neighbors hated them. They're cyber wreckers.
Wow, this is so fascinating. I didn't know.
So they do want to get the first blood in the water. They want to break the news. The goal is to be the first one to break the unfortunate news. Probably the best example of a cyber wrecker is a YouTuber by the name of Karacula. He is one of the biggest. He's actually a detective affiliated with the Korea Licensed Private Investigators Association in South Korea. He started his channel because 10 years ago, he had gone out to dinner with his uncle, and on the way back home, his uncle was hit by a drunk driver and he passed away in front of him. And he just said that he felt this undying rage toward drunk drivers, which is why he started investigating and exposing drunk driving incidents that involve celebrities and influencers, as well as news anchors and Nepo babies. Because oftentimes in South Korea, it's a little bit different from America, where names are not made public. When people commit crimes, you have to go through a whole process back then for their names to become public information, even if they're convicted of the crime. He was also the one that exposed the identity of the Busan spinning kick incident. Where a man, if you remember, we talked about that case, where a man literally spun in the elevator, kicked a stranger, a woman, in the elevator lobby of her own apartment building, and then dragged her to the stairs where there was no CCTV camera.
Yeah.
And likely essayed her. Yeah, he's the one that revealed his identity. He's also the one that helped reveal the blackmailer's identity for the Parasite actors case.
Oh, the woman, two women?
Yes, that blackmailed him. Yes.
Wow.
And that, I mean, he's probably one of the biggest cyber wreckers. His name is Karacula. Now, AK does not send the audio files to Karacula. Instead, he sends it to another cyber wrecker by the name of Pansuk. Again, not his legal name, just his YouTube channel name. We're going to call him Pan. Now, Pan gets the audio files and he has it in his hands. He's sitting on it for a second because there's just too many things happening on YouTube right now. He gets the audio files, but he's distracted because the Miryang 44 case is developing. I feel like these are so many references. I'm so sorry, but it's just all intertwined and there's no way to separate any of them. So if you guys don't know, we actually did an episode on the Miryang 44 case before all of these new developments, and we're going to do an updated episode very, very soon. But just to give you some context on how all of this fits into today's case.
That's crazy. Like, these are some of the biggest cases in Korea, and they're all somehow connected. By these YouTubers. Some of them have like 100,000 subscribers. But they've all got their fingers in all the biggest like mainstream news. Like, they actually are a part of the case.
Yes.
They're not just reporting on it. They're actually a part of it.
Yeah, Karacula was actually part of most of these cases.
That's crazy. Wow.
So Pan, he gets these audio files and he's too busy, he's too distracted by Miryang 44 case. Now, this year, 2024, is the 20-year anniversary that everything has taken place. A middle school girl was lured out by a boy texting her online. She thought that she was going to go meet up with a potential boyfriend, but instead she goes to the city of Miryang and she gets jumped by a group of 10 to 12 teenage boys that gang essay her. She's in middle school. They film the entire assault and they show her the video afterwards, and they tell her, if you tell anybody about this assault, we're going to release this video to your school, your family members, your parents. Everyone is going to see this video and your life is going to be over. She ends up truly having no choice but to try and do everything in her power to make sure that this video never sees the light of day. The group of guys essaying her would call her, forcing her to meet up with them again and again at warehouses, tennis courts, just random areas where different group of high schoolers would surround her and gang essay her multiple times over the span of over a year. So Miryang is the city in South Korea where this took place, and 44 is the number of at least 44 confirmed essayers that were involved. However, it said that there were at least 100 accomplices involved in the torturing of this young girl. Eventually, the perpetrators would victimize the original victim's younger sister, younger cousin. Eventually, there were 5 victims in total. And when the authorities finally catch wind of this case, they let 44 confirmed essayers and the over 100 accomplices just go with barely a slap on their wrists. Absolutely none of them received a felony or were even charged on their record, so their rap sheets stayed completely blank, which also means that their identities were protected. Until 2024, until this year. A group of YouTubers have been outing each of the perpetrators' identities one by one. I mean, this has been such a big deal in South Korea. Mainstream media news outlets have been talking about it nonstop. Governors, police, they're all getting involved. It's a huge legal situation of, are they even allowed to do this right now? How are they not getting sued? What if they accidentally give the wrong name? Like, there's just been so much discourse about it, which will all get touched on a later episode. But where does Pan get involved in all of this? Well, he's got the blackmail tapes of these 2 YouTubers colluding to blackmail another person, and he listens to all of the audio, and he's sitting there thinking to himself, likely, this is probably the only thing that might be as big as the Miryang updates. The Miryang 44 case, this might be the only thing that's as crazy that might take over mainstream news. He's listening to it, and it involves Jay and another YouTuber by the name of Chujak. We're going to call him Jin, because Chujak, again, is just his channel name, okay? And the word itself means detecting manipulation. It's like staged.
They all have these very, like, you know, justice type of name.
Yeah, I would say, okay, so Chujak is a little bit different. Jay, he's truly, his whole marketing shtick is, I'm for the underdog. Chujak is a little bit different. It's a little bit lower stakes. So Jin, all of his videos used to consist of him sitting there and just pointing out the stagedness of other YouTubers' videos. He's like, this couple's video is staged, and let me show you why. This YouTuber, this whole thing of him running into a stranger is staged. This YouTuber who is rescuing a puppy is staged. So it's a little bit lower stakes than, I guess, you know, crime, but
okay,
yeah.
So to recap, Jay and Jim are blackmailing someone.
Yes.
And there's a tape of them talking.
Yes.
AK got the tape and passed it on to
Pan.
And Pan is sitting there listening to the first tape.
Yes.
And he's thinking about something.
He's thinking, wow, this could honestly be as big as the Miryang case. Like, it's crazy. This could be the next explosive conversation on social media and even mainstream media. I mean, it's huge. Because these 2 YouTubers, Jay and Jin, they're talking about blackmailing only the biggest YouTuber in South Korea to reveal the fact that Jiyoung used to work at a hostess bar before starting her YouTube channel. This is exactly what Pan might need to help pivot the conversation, allegedly. Allegedly, Pan has interest to have everybody stop talking about the Miryang 44 case because he's friends with the perpetrators.
What?
So he decides.
Wait, so he's not just trying to break the news.
He doesn't even release the tapes himself. He sends it to another YouTuber. He just wants, allegedly, what everybody thinks is that he just wants the conversation to not be about Miryang 44. He wants there to be a new news.
That is crazy. And he is a YouTuber that talks about what usually?
He's a cyber wrecker.
He's a cyber wrecker.
He's a cyber wrecker. He
that
actually
exposes people.
Yeah, there's so much. It gets a little bit crazier, and we're going to talk about it in the Miryang 44 update episode. But he also does get involved in the Miryang case, and he almost gets canceled for it. So that's why there might be incentive for him to try and stop the conversation around Miryang 44.
Wow.
There's evidence, alleged evidence, that he is friends with many of the perpetrators.
Wow.
So he's trying to pivot the whole conversation away from it.
He's trying to protect his friends.
Yes, and himself. And this might be the only thing that could stop it. So he decides, I'm not going to release it because he's already in a ton of shit for the Miryang 44 case and allegedly being friends with perpetrators. So he sends these blackmail audio tapes to another YouTuber. And he's like, hey, you release it. Because to him, it's not about getting views or attention to his channel. It's about pivoting the conversation away from Miryang 44 into something crazier or bigger or more interesting. That's his incentive, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So he sends it to a YouTuber by the name of Kim Se-hee. We're going to call him Kim. Now, it is important to note, just like AK and just like Pan, Kim is not really a good person. So AK, who originally finds the blackmail audio tapes, he knows that this is going to hurt Jiyoung when he listens to it, clearly.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm going to send it to a different YouTuber because I don't care. I want revenge on Jay. He posted a picture of my family. So this is my revenge. Who cares if Jiyoung gets wrecked for it? So he sends it to Pan. Pan hears it and he's like, wow, Jiyoung is going to get ruined if I release these audio tapes. But literally, I don't care because I just want to protect my friends, allegedly, that are part of this Miryang case. Mm-hmm. So then he sends it to Kim Se-hee. Now, Kim is a crazy, insane right-wing person. I mean, he's described as ultra hardline conservative to the point where I think his favorite type of human is incel. He's just truly I don't even know if I want to call him fascinating, or I don't know what the nicest word I could use that is not that nice, but he just cares about power and attention, and he's trying to break out into becoming a politician. He's like the incel king. I don't think he himself is an incel, but he is just kind of unhinged. So one of the best things for him right now would be to get attention. It would also to be aligning himself on the younger kid's side. So he listens to these blackmail audio tapes and he's thinking, this is so fascinating. I think that if I post this, I'm going to get a lot of attention because Jiyoung is not a political person. She's only the most subscribed YouTuber in South Korea, the biggest YouTuber. And so if I release news and drama that involves her, I'm going to get a lot of young people who might not watch my channel because it's too political for them, too adult for them. This is going to blow it up. I mean, who cares about hurting her?
This is crazy.
Because if I post it, my career is going to get better.
Right.
So he decides he's going to expose the blackmail audio tapes for the greater good. The greater good being him. Also, he hates Caracula. Yeah, remember Caracula, the cyber wrecker that's pretty well liked, right? Apparently, Kim allegedly tried blackmailing Caracula once. Now, this is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But the rumor goes like this. Kim heard a rumor that the great Caracula, the people's YouTuber, had dirt on another crypto influencer. And instead of exposing the crypto influencer for being a fraud, he blackmailed him. He said, hey, I won't make a video exposing you and ruining your career if you give me money under the table.
Who blackmailed him?
Caracula, allegedly. But
Wait,
then
so
Kim,
Caracula, hold on. Caracula also blackmailed people.
The allegation, is a rumor. Now, the rumor is that Kim heard about this.
Wait, so everybody's blackmailing so far? Like every single person you mentioned so far?
Everybody's a blackmailer. These like good YouTubers, wholesome justice warriors, they're blackmailers.
That is so
this is
crazy.
like their process. If they find bad information about an influencer, it seems like the first thing they'll do is go to them privately and say, hey, give me money. And if they don't, they'll make the video.
I don't know what to say. This doesn't even sound real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Kim knew that about him.
Allegedly. And the rumor is that Kim then went to Caracula and said, hey, pay me money. Because I know you asked for money from the crypto influencer.
The chain of blackmailing.
He blackmailed the blackmailer, allegedly. I don't know if it happened. I don't know if it worked. But if it did, this seems like a happy coincidence that Kim Se-hee can potentially take down a bunch of YouTubers in one swoop and get a bunch of attention to his channel.
Why is this related to Caracula?
Because even Caracula is part of the blackmail tapes.
What do you mean? I thought it was just two people, Jay and Jin.
There's multiple audio tapes and Caracula is in one of them. Like all these justice
what?
warriors are going down. I'm about to tell you. July 10th of this year, like literally this month, the blackmail audio is released by Kim Se-hee on his YouTube channel. Now, the video states essentially that there are YouTubers famous for exposing criminals, but guess what, guys? They themselves are criminals. Take a look. He releases the first audio tape, which is a phone call between Jay and Jin, the original two YouTubers. Mm-hmm. Jay answers the phone while recording the call, which is why we have the tapes. And he says, hey, Jin. Hey, is the meeting over, Jay? Yeah, the meeting's finished. Oh, okay. So I was just calling to talk about the thing that I mentioned earlier about Jiyoung. Have I mentioned this before to you at all? No, you haven't. I heard about it like 3 years ago and I've been keeping it to myself, but I think it's true though, right? Like what they're saying about Jiyoung. Oh, it's not even comparable to what you think. Wait, what? Why is that? Because, listen, Jin, if this news comes out about Jiyoung, she's gonna have no choice but to retire.
What?
Oh, isn't this her about being from Redacted? So filling in the blanks, it seems like they're asking, oh, is this about her working at that hostess bar? And they state the hostess bar.
Okay.
To which Jay responds, it's not even just about her working at that hostess bar. She worked at Redacted and Redacted. Yeah, that's right. On top of that, there are rumors that Jiyoung was a school bully.
이거 아니 그거잖아요. 찌양이 그거 출신을 말 아니에요?
출신만 있는 게 아니에요. 그 출신 그 뭐냐 에서 일했었고.
그러니까 예 맞아요.
여기에다 그거도 있다고. 그 학폭가해자.
They briefly mentioned that the former CEO of Jiyoung's agency and management agency is also in a bit of a scandal. Apparently, the former CEO of Jiyoung's agency is being sued for SA and for domestic violence. They also state that the two of them have some weird history. Basically, Jiyoung's management agency CEO was the manager at the hostess bar that she allegedly worked at before becoming a YouTuber. So they moved to YouTube together, like to the industry together. It's just confusing so far. Now, Jin is asking Jay because it seems like Jin is asking Jay for advice. Like the conversation, it seems like Jay is the one with more power.
Jay, okay.
Now, Jin asks, but isn't it better just to cover it up for Jiyoung and get some money out of her? I mean, to be honest, realistically, isn't it better to resolve this amicably with the current agency that she's working with and, you know, rather than exposing it for whatever benefit that we might get out of it, out of a video? It can get very messy, no? Do you think that they're going to resolve it nicely, Jin? I mean, me personally, I don't trust Jiyoung. I mean, they'll probably give us a good cut since Jiyoung is making good money, right? Yeah, but I can't trust Jiyoung. I'm afraid I'm gonna eat the money and get drunk. That's how he says it, but I guess a better translation would be, I'm afraid of getting burned after taking the money. But the verbiage that he uses in Korean is really aggressive. Almost like a kind of a gangster verbiage, but he's talking very professionally. It's like, I eat the money and I get 취해서 drunk. It's just a very gross...
Okay, so Jin is saying, should we just get some money out of this
he's talking to Jay as if it's a win-win situation. Jiyoung gets to keep her career and we make some money. Come on, like why wouldn't anybody want this? Why wouldn't Jiyoung want this? Like everybody comes out on top. And Jay is saying, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I'm scared that I'm going to take the money and some shit's going to go down, basically. And Jin is like, but we know what we know, and it's huge, right? I mean, can she even refuse the blackmail request? So isn't it better to just take a few thousand, 10,000, 20,000, just clean?
$10,000, $20,000?
At least. He's saying maybe even like 100K.
Whoa.
And just take it very cleanly.
That's crazy.
But why do you say that you can't trust Jiyoung? I'm afraid she's going to backstab me later. See, that is a problem, actually. I guess that is an issue. Honestly, Jin, I'm pretty good at this. I've done this before. I'm really good. To be honest, that's how I bought my car and stuff.
Wait, who's saying this?
Jay Underdog Jay is saying that's how I bought my new Genesis GV50 or something, GV80.
By blackmailing others.
Yes.
Wow.
저는 이거 잘해요. 저 이거 솔직히 얘기해서 잘하는데 이런 거 잘하고
네.
뭐 그래서 뭐 GV80도 사고 그런 건데 그게 약간 그 이런 거 할 때 저도 감이라는 게 있잖아요. 2년.
아.
And he says, when I do this kind of thing, I can just feel it. You know, this person, that person, whether they're going to give money or not, how much they can give, I can kind of sense it. You feel that Jiang is going to give the money cleanly or she's going to backstab you later, and you feel like she's going to backstab you later? I mean, I'd have to meet with her in the agency in person to really know. To be honest, I don't think so. They seem like people that are crazy about money. If they can't make money anymore, that's going to be very bad. I think they're going to try to prevent the exposure of this news by any means necessary. And you know, I got a lot of expenses coming up these days too, so it might be the time. He's like, I have some bills to pay.
Yeah.
And the two of them continue to talk about how Jiang got caught for tax evasion. To which Jin continues, I mean, Jiang just seems shady, no matter how you look at it, but her image online seems to be so well crafted for people. So I'm thinking, I was trying to make contact, right? But if you expose Jiang, if you make a video on Jiang, my negotiating power with Jiang's side decreases. So I just wanted to discuss it. He's like, hey, this is what he's saying. Hey, before I blackmail Jiang, can you let me know if you're going to make a video? Because if you expose the news, then I can't really blackmail her for it. It's now public information.
Crazy.
Underdog Jay is saying, I don't know. First, I need to meet with them in person to know if they're safe or dangerous people. And he says, but I'm going to make a video in advance. Wait, really? What do you mean?
한번 일단 저는 영상은 미리 만들어 놓을 거예요. 왜냐면은
진짜로?
왜냐면 이들이 내가
네.
이거 영어해 봤잖아.
뭐라고? 이걸 뭐라고?
내가 취재 요청을 하잖아요.
네네네.
그러면은 지들이 먼저 사무소 쳐가지고 자백하면서 해명하고 막 감성팔이하고 이지랄하더라고요.
Now, Jay goes on to say that he's going to make a video and unlist it onto YouTube. So what that means is he's going to film a YouTube video, like from start to finish. Hi, my name is Jay, the YouTuber. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm exposing Jiang today. He's going to edit it, post it onto YouTube. And in the video settings of YouTube, you can make it unlisted. Now, unlisted means if I send you the link, you can watch the video. But it's not going to show up on anybody's subscription tab. It's not going to show up on the homepage of anybody's YouTube or on the mobile app.
Invite only video.
Yes, invite only through the link. Mm-hmm. So he says he's going to make an unlisted video because he says, I've experienced this before, okay? If I request an interview with a YouTuber or with an influencer or a celebrity, you know, then they're going to make the first move, confessing and explaining while playing on emotions and crying and trying to be the victim and spin the story their way first and all of that freaking crap. So he's saying he's going to have a video locked and ready.
So if they don't cooperate, he will release it right away.
No, he's saying if I reach out to Jiang and her agency, she might be like, oh no, he knows. I got to make a video first.
But if he send a video to them directly, say, watch what I have.
Yeah. And if they don't respond, then he can make it public instantly. He doesn't have to, because the amount of time for him to press a few buttons to make it public versus they have to come up with their side of the story, sit down, film a YouTube video, edit it, and then post it online. The time difference is different.
I can't believe this.
Yeah. And Jin is confused. Is Jiang really that type? I mean, I don't think that Jiang is going to be able to resolve this information with just emotional appeal to her viewers and explanations. But Jen, did you know this? Jiang is paying two girls she used to work with at the Hostess bar $4,300 each, totaling over $8,000 a month. Hush money. They work at the Hostess bars.
When you say Hostess bar, is it...
So they say room salon. I opted to say Hostess bar because room salon in South Korea is very much implied that it's a bar that involves sex work. Which is 2차, which they call like second level. And hostess bar is kind of, you know, the bars where they spend time with the clients, but it's not guaranteed that there is after activities. She worked at a room salon. She stated that she never engaged in sex work. So, but they keep referring to it as a room salon, which the heavy implication is that it's almost guaranteed sex work. So I'm saying hostess bar. She did not engage in sex work, but she did work at a bar where it does involve kind of entertaining customers and pouring their drinks and spending time with them versus just like a bartender. Here, I mixed you a drink. Okay, next.
I see.
Yes. And Jin is so confused. Oh my God, really? She's paying these girls hush money? Amazing. Wow. Okay, but look, so Jiyoung's company is doing this because she's still making a lot of money and it's more profitable for them to pay hush money, right? And Jay says, for example, let me tell you what I'm scared of, right? If this breaks out, they're screwed, okay? But if I get sued, at worst, I'm going to get a fine of maybe like a few $1,000s. So Jiyoung's company is doing this because she's still making a lot of money and it's still more profitable for her to pay these girls hush money, right? Underdog Jay says, okay, let me break it down for you, right? Even if I get sued for blackmail, okay? At worst, I'm going to get a fine from the government of maybe a few $1,000s. If I want to do this big, I would say, in my opinion, we should get at least $150,000 in cash from Jiyoung to keep quiet on this. $150,000 in cash? That's really good. That's good. I don't know, but again, I'm not usually someone who takes this kind of thing, so don't misunderstand too much. All of a sudden, Jay is switching up. He went from, I bought my car from hush money to, I don't really ever do this type of stuff. But wow. Jin is just ignoring him. Jin is like, I think it's actually a lot more practical and better for both sides in this case. I mean, I think it's going to help Jiyoung and her image if none of this gets out, and it's going to help us get some money, and I just feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. Underdog Jay is a little bit more pessimistic. I just have a feeling Jiyoung is going to backstab me, okay? I just have a gut feeling. I'm anxious and I'm afraid. But I mean, Jay, if they backstab us, how are they going to backstab us? Like sue us? File charges? Report us? It's not about suing. I'm afraid that they're going to expose us. Like, oh, Jay, the YouTuber, asked me for money and is blackmailing. You think they'd do that? Then we need to choose our words carefully. Yeah, I'm afraid that those bastards might say that I asked them for money.
Wow, but, blackmailer is saying, oh my God, they're going to call me a blackmailer.
Oh no. And Jin is like, well, I mean, if they start trouble with you, then it's obvious what we're going to expose them for. See, that's what I'm anxious about, Jin. That's what I'm anxious about, because once this gets a little bit of exposure, people are going to be like, oh my God, I bet Jay asks other people for money. Hasn't he done this before? I bet he's done this before. And then this kind of conversation continues. I mean, truly, I've never taken money to attack someone or turn a blind eye on something. I mean, I have received money before from people, but I gave all that money to the victims. So I'm going to make a video first, and then maybe I'll give Jiyoung and her agency a call. Yeah, that's the plan. So regardless of his gut feelings, I guess he's going to go through with it, and he's going to call Jiyoung and try to blackmail her. And Jin is like, okay, sounds good. So after this phone conversation, the implication is that Jin is just following Jay's lead. Jay's going to do all the work for the both of them, and Jin is going to get a cut of that blackmail money.
Yeah.
Now, in the next phone call, Jay informs Jin that he talks to Jiyoung. He's like, I talked to her agency. I didn't talk to her directly, but I talked to her agency, and I wasn't able to get $150,000. I was able to get $7,000. And
Wait,
Jin is like, 7?
Wait, that means they did successfully blackmail them.
Yes.
That's prison, jail.
Yeah.
That's
And he said, I got 7, and I can give you $2,000 because you have blackmail of her working at a hostess bar. I've got crazier blackmail on her that I'm not even going to tell you. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm going to take 5. You're going to take like $2,200. And Jin is like, I mean, I'm just so surprised it's so low. But Jay is explaining to him, I mean, I wanted to get more, but if I do, Jiyoung's probably going to get beat up.
Beat up?
Yeah, this is the part where people are like, what does that even mean, right? What do you mean? And he goes on to say, also, I heard her story, and she was like, they were just giving me her backstory, and it's kind of sad. I kind of felt bad for her. Again, what does that mean? And so all I did was ask for like $7,000, and I'll give you about $2,200. Jin just goes along with it, and he takes the money. And the truth is, Jay actually received a lot more than that. He received tens of thousands of dollars more than that. He took like $40,000 from Jiyoung. And he only gave Jin 2.
These people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like the shadiest of the shadiest people.
Oh, yeah. It's really bad.
Like they're constantly trying to one-up every single person around them.
Yeah.
And trying to freaking scam, blackmail, extort, like just do everything.
Like I don't think that they understand what a normal relationship with anybody is. It seems like they're literally vultures.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
그렇죠?
그래서 제가 일단 말씀드릴게. 일단 저는 그래서 이거로 550을 받았고
아, 예.
그 이후에 일단 저도 영상 업로드 한 걸 좀 안 했으니까 550을 받았어요.
네네.
총 1100을 받은 거죠.
1100이요? 아,
네.
두 번 받았어요?
이게 아니라 하나는 이제 이런 식으로 유튜버들 오면 제가 연락해주는 대가.
네.
어떻게 보면 이제 리스크 매니지먼트 관리 차원에서 받은 거고.
네네.
지금 찌양 컨텐츠를 2번이나 중간에 내려버렸잖아요.
네네.
이제 나머지 550 같은 경우에는 이제 그 영상 콘텐츠에 대한 이제 수익 보전 차원에서 해드린 거고.
네네.
이렇게 해서 총 1100을 받았고.
The next audio clip is of Caracula, the pretty well-liked cyber wrecker that helped with the Busan Roundhouse kick case, that helped with the Parasite actor case.
Yeah.
And Jay, Underdog Jay. The two of them are talking. And he's warning Jay. He's telling Jay, if I were you, I wouldn't go against Jiang. I mean, just think about how valuable she is to YouTube as a platform. I mean, you're not really just going up against Jiang. You might be going up against YouTube at that point. Like, that's a little bit... I mean, he's saying from a YouTube standpoint, Jiang is a giant that gives birth to golden eggs. It's better not to mess with it.
He's telling him, like, not to blackmail Jiang?
Yeah, Jay is like, I'm about to blackmail Jiang. And Caracula, instead of being like, whoa, why would you commit a crime? I'm going to expose you for committing a crime. He's saying, I wouldn't do that. I just think she's not the person to do that to. She's way too big on YouTube. All it takes is probably one call from her to her YouTube manager and your channel is demonetized.
These people's logics are crazy.
Yeah, so he basically tells Jay, I would weigh out the options, future monetization on all your videos, or whatever number you're asking Jiang for, it's got to make sense. Like, you're risking your whole YouTube career. This number better be good then. Yeah.
I have no words.
Yeah.
Wow.
All for what? All because Jiang used to work at a hostess bar? Is that really what they're blackmailing her for? Or is there something else? There is nothing I hate more than creating a meal plan for the week. By the time that I get to it, I always feel too drained to put a healthy week of meals together, to list out the grocery list needed for those meals, and then to actually go to the store. Like, all I want to do after I think about the food is sit down and relax. And it's even worse when I do have all the ingredients on hand. But the idea of cooking is just so mentally draining, and I end up ordering takeout instead. I enter this endless cycle where I've spoiled food in the fridge and my takeout bill is extremely high. I end up trying to push myself to commit to a meal planning and cook better, but then I go right back to ordering takeout. It's why I switched to Hungry Root. They have saved me hours on planning, shopping, and cooking, and it's really simple to work with them. Hungry Root gets to know you first by understanding your health goals. If you have any dietary restrictions, or they learn about your favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking. So with all of that information, they build you a personalized cart with all of your grocery needs for the week. Their 4-ingredient recipes have saved me so much time in the kitchen because they have meals that take just less than 5 minutes. I mean, my favorite recipe that they sent me is their sesame ginger scallops and broccoli stir fry. When I cooked this, my husband was so surprised when I walked out of the kitchen 5 minutes later. He was convinced that I ordered this from a restaurant. The best thing about Hungry Root is that it's fully customizable. If you aren't feeling a recipe that they recommend, you can choose anything you want. They have fresh produce, high quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, and so much more. I love that everything from Hungry Root follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Right now, Hungry Root is offering Rotten Mango listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/rotten to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/rotten. Don't forget to use our link so that they know we sent you. I swear there are way too many streaming services nowadays. If I'm itching to watch a specific show or a documentary, there's like an 80% chance now that it's on a streaming service that I don't have. I was looking to watch Connection, which is this new Korean thriller. It's a K-drama. And then I saw it's on a platform that I just don't have, which that's okay. They have a 7-day free trial. And if I just binge it all within 7 days, I can cancel the membership before it ends. Except that's what I always say. But when I go to make an account, tell me why I already have one with them. On top of that, I've been paying for a membership on this platform for months now, which had me thinking, if I forgot that I had this streaming service already, how many other subscriptions have I forgotten about? I tried to go through my banking statements to determine all of the subscriptions, but it just seemed so confusing, convoluted, and it was taking so much time. Luckily, my friend told me about Rocket Money a while back. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Rocket Money literally saved my bank account because they gave me a clear view of my expenses, and I'm able to see all of my subscriptions in one place, which means if I see something that I don't want or I don't use, I can just have Rocket Money help cancel it for me with just a few taps. I don't have to email anybody or phone calls to customer support. On top of that, Rocket Money even shows me my monthly spending, meaning I can see where my money tends to go. If I'm looking to stay within a certain budget or even cut down on spending money on, let's say, clothes, Rocket Money will help create a custom budget for me. With Rocket Money, they will even try to negotiate lower bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. It is just that easy. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/rotten. That's rocketmoney.com/rotten. rocketmoney.com/rotten. Back in 2020, there was a huge YouTube scandal. So there's so many scandals involved, okay? In 2020, there was a huge YouTuber incident in South Korea, and it was the biggest topic at the time, under the table ads. Now, it was revealed that a lot of the top YouTubers in Korea were not disclosing their paid partnerships. They were getting paid in cash in higher sums to just pretend like they naturally like something instead of stating outright, hey, I do in fact like this product, but just to let you know, I am getting paid. So like, you know, that could obviously sway the way that I say things, but keep that in mind, okay? Instead, these top YouTubers would act like they themselves chose to spontaneously talk about this one product that they are just so head over heels for, just over the moon for, and these brands have no idea. They have no involvement in any of the things that they're saying, and then they would get a bunch of cash under the table for it. Another huge mukbanger, Eat with Bokki, was involved in that scandal. And this YouTuber named Cham PD went out on a live stream, and he was just so fed up with all of this. He was talking about how truly, being in this industry, he's seen so much of every single YouTuber of every single size. You could be talking 1,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 1 million followers, 10 million followers, and they're all taking under the table ads. Cham PD was very open about the conversation as he felt that it was very unfair to viewers. He said that they were being deceived by the people that they watch.
Is he another expose channel?
No, he's like a food reviewer.
Oh.
I wouldn't really call him a mukbang. I guess he's kind of a mukbanger, but he goes to more like restaurants. He's a foodie.
Oh. And he's talking about this, like, is he exposing the issue or he's commenting?
So a lot of mukbangers were exposed for it. So he was commenting on it.
Oh.
Because he was like, yeah, I mean, I've known about this and it's just so frustrating because...
But he didn't do that.
No. No. Okay. And at that time, he listed a few names, and Jiang was on that list of names. And he says, I can name them all. You know, the Korean YouTube industry is a mess. They're all guilty of completely manipulating their subscribers. Immediately after Cham PD's live stream, all the YouTubers that he stated had to post apology videos. But later, Jiang went on to post that, no, I never did any under the table advertisements. And maybe Cham PD got the wrong information. Maybe he didn't realize that, or maybe he didn't do his research. So regardless, this whole situation was a mess, and it's important for later, so keep it in mind. But Cham PD had to post an apology video. And then he posted another video next to Jiang. The two of them filmed a video together. So he had just accused her of doing under the table advertisements. Jiang said, I never did that. And the two of them sit together and Jiang can barely hold her head up. All of her hair is covering her face. She can't even look Cham PD in the eyes. She looks terrified for her life. And he apologizes to her on live stream. He even bows to her. Cham PD was heavily bullied after accusing one of the biggest, most beloved South Korean YouTubers wrongfully of shady business practices. His family was followed, he was bullied for years, and someone literally threw a rock at him on the street because they hated his guts. So now people are listening to this blackmail audio and they're thinking, okay, so she worked at a hostess bar. Is there more? Like, what else is going on? Is this the bigger scandal that they're referring to, that everything's getting redacted? Is she doing under the table ads still? Is this the scandal that she has to retire from? Like, what's going on? What is Underdog Jay keep alluding to? Because remember, Underdog Jay wouldn't tell Jin what he has on Jiang, but he kept saying it's big, it's big, it's big.
There's more than that.
Yeah.
More story.
He's like, oh, it's more than the room salon. Like, if I tell everyone what I know about Jiang, her career is over.
Okay.
So people are like, does it have anything to do with the 2020 ad scandal? Like, what's going on? A few hours after Kim posts the blackmail videos on YouTube, Jiang goes on live. She titles the live stream, "I will tell you everything." Right off the bat in the video, you can tell that she's not the happy, bubbly self that she normally is, which is fine considering it's a very tough topic. I mean, she's accused of a bunch of things, but obviously there's something more in her demeanor. She seems really anxious and nervous. She keeps rubbing her palms together in almost like a self-soothing manner. Like every sentence, she'll just kind of rub her hands together as if she's trying to comfort herself, and she's trying very hard not to cry. You can tell that she's clearly taking this incredibly seriously, and she's trying to be as transparent as possible. I mean, she almost sounds like she's nervously rambling in the beginning. Her voice is shaky and sore, like she's been crying all day. And she states that she wants to address this because it's becoming a bit of an issue. It's a bit rushed. She doesn't have her thoughts collected or together or anything. Nothing is organized, but she feels like she needs to be the one to tell her viewers herself. She said, "I know I turned on the live stream a bit rushed. It's a bit sudden, but anyway, I still think it's the right thing for me to do, to tell you quickly." She said that she doesn't have a script. She's just going to be talking from her emotions, and she has a few things she wrote down so she doesn't forget to share it. I don't even know how much I should share or where to start, but I have this thought. I think it's right for me to tell you how it all started and how it all ended. I think that would be the right way for me to handle it. So yeah, from beginning to end, I'm going to tell you my story. And she starts talking not about tax evasion, not about under-the-table advertisements. She starts talking about a previous relationship that she had been in. She was taking a year off of university and she met this guy. At first, it was really nice. The relationship spiraled pretty quickly. He was treating her very well. They just kind of clicked. But soon after, he got very violent. And when she's talking about this part, you can tell it's still very fresh. Like the trauma is very strong. She keeps choking up and she has to stop multiple times to collect herself. And she keeps apologizing like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to try and be clearer with my words." She starts talking about the abuse. She says it was like hell on earth for her. And she says she took a leave of absence from university. She was trying to make money and she meets this guy, Lee Dong-hyun. And very quickly he gets violent and she immediately decides the minute he gets violent, the first time, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stay with someone like this. I'm not going to put up with this. But when she tries breaking up with him, he laughs and shows her his phone where he has a video of her, an intimate video that she did not know he filmed. And he basically told her, "You break up with me and I'm going to spread this everywhere because you're not going to break up with me." So from there, he felt like he held all of the power. She said that after that attempted breakup, I got hit a lot. There were things that it just felt like hell. He would grab an umbrella and start hitting her. Or whatever innocent random object would be around, blunt objects, he would just start beating her with it, which would explain why her bruises were not necessarily like circular. Because if you were to shield yourself with your arm and someone whacks you with an umbrella, it could be a little bit more straight and a bit of a bigger blotch.
Wait, so this is when she was already big on YouTube?
No. She is in this relationship before YouTube. And it continues for years during her YouTube career. So very quickly, she said that he dragged her to his place of work, which was like a hostess bar. And he was a manager, and he said, "You're going to be one of the girls here. You're going to be pouring drinks, and you're going to be flirting with male customers." Now, Jiang said there was no sex work involved, or at least she didn't participate in sex work. And she said at the time, while being beaten, he just forced me. He told me, you need to sit and pour drinks for customers. Just be the conversation partner. So at the time, I did the job of sitting and pouring drinks. And I couldn't tell my friends about being threatened. So I didn't even tell them when I was doing this job. And some people found out. I told them it's because I wanted to. It was just really for a short amount of time, not that long at all, that I worked at that bar. He took all the money that I earned and kept dragging me around every day. And I told my ex-boyfriend I was really sorry, but I couldn't do it anymore, that I wanted to stop. But again, he used violence and threatened to tell my family everything, so I couldn't resist. And he kept trying to gaslight her into going to work for these seedier bars, basically trying to get her to engage in sex work. And she kept saying, I don't want to. And he would explode at her. Well, how are you going to make me money then? That's when Jiang thought of doing the only thing that she could think of. A while before this, when she was still in class, she didn't have enough money for food, and everyone around her knew that she could eat. So they told her, hey, you should try mukbang. Like, they're killing it online these days. Everybody's doing mukbang. Maybe you can at least cover the money for food, right? She said, she told her boyfriend, I can try live streaming to earn money. I can try it that way. I can eat a lot. She starts her YouTube channel because of him. She said, I was beaten in the house that I did my very first broadcast in. She said for many years of her YouTube career, for 4 years, she had been a victim of SA, illegal filming, dating violence, blackmail, and extortion. For 4 years, she secretly went through all that abuse and was blackmailed. Her boyfriend took at least $3 million of YouTube earnings because she very quickly rose to fame.
The boyfriend took all her earnings too?
Practically all her earnings over the span of 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
못하겠더라고요. 속기 들어보면은
네네. 확실히
너 한 번만 더 나한테 반항하면 너 임신시켜버릴 거 뭐야부터 해가지고 어디서 씨발 뭐 출신 걸레년이 지금 뭐 손 뭐 해가지고 너 내가 퍼뜨리면 너 자살해야 돼 막 이런 것도 좀 심하고
네네.
그리고 그걸로 해가지고 한 13억 뜯겼어요.
Yeah. He refused to let her go. She said, I was beaten twice a day. I did videos while being beaten every day, even after the videos. He hit my body, saying my face would show signs of abuse. He took all the money that I earned from my first broadcast. My boyfriend would hit my body just to make sure that nobody can tell. And I didn't even have enough money to order the fried chicken to eat during the videos. Like, she was left with nothing. I do think that her YouTube channel was a double-edged sword. Yes, she was doing this to make him money, and he was holding that as control over her. But at the same time, she stated she really loved doing videos. She really loved the mukbangs. She said it was really the only thing in her life that she enjoyed. Even if he was taking all the money from it, she said, I love doing the videos so much, and I would be so happy reading comments, and every time I would do it and every time I would read the live stream comments, it was just so comforting, and it made me so happy that I think that I was able to endure it for so long. I mean, that was truly the biggest thing for me. I just loved communicating with viewers so much, and I wanted to keep doing it. And there were a lot of things that I couldn't tell you guys about, but I'm really so grateful to those who supported me, and I just was so grateful beyond words. Eventually, as her channel exploded, he wanted to find more ways to monetize her, basically as his captive. He created an ad agency, a management agency, where he was 70% owner and she was 30% owner. He would take 70% of all of her earnings without doing any of the work, which 30% of millions of dollars is still a lot of money, but she barely saw that too. If he wanted more money, which was all the time, he would just take it. It's unclear if she even consistently saw anywhere near 30% of her own earnings during the time that he was in control. And this is really strange, but he would even give blackmail material to his friends on Jiang and tell them, hey, if you ever need money, blackmail Jiang.
You're kidding me. This is...
Yeah.
What the...
He's letting his own friends make money from her by blackmailing her. It's so strange. She was blackmailed by his friends to the tune of $150,000. She did everything herself, filming, recording, eating, editing, everything. He did nothing. On top of that, any advertisements, like sponsorships, she would see zero revenue. Zero. She said, as my broadcast grew bigger and became more successful, my boyfriend created that agency. And at the time, I signed that very unfair contract where 70% of the profits went to him. I didn't even have my ID card. My boyfriend didn't even follow the contents of the contract. So really, I didn't receive any of the advertising revenue. The reason that I didn't think of resisting at the time was I was so ashamed that if anything negative about me was revealed, I just wanted to not be mentioned anywhere anymore. I was just really young and naive at the time. So it's fascinating because you would think that originally, once she starts getting a little bit of recognition on YouTube, she would feel a little bit more free. But it was actually a bit more daunting because the idea of something negative being released, now there's more people talking about it. It becomes a conversation, and the pressure of that, I don't even know on her scale. Her scale is insane. But even on a smaller scale, it's a lot.
It's like millions of people already know you, and that's millions